the nicest day to spend Halloween in the Catalina Island off the coast of California. Today is the 31st of October 2008, and it's a day for a visit by my Aunt Saul, my mom's cousin from Australia. Downtown Long Beach was the starting point where we boarded the Catalina Express, a 300-passenger boat that will take us to the Avalon site of Catalina Island. While cruising along, we encountered a group of dolphins frolicking. A few passengers got excited watching them.
They're killer whales! They're killer whales! No, they're dolphins! They're dolphins! Killer! No, dolphins! They're flipper! Don't you know flipper? Flipper! They're small ones. Oh, look at there's all kinds. Yeah, it's in your purse, huh?
In about an hour, we arrived and disembarked at Avalon. There were not a lot of tourists walking around, and then I decided we'd take a 2-hour tour of the island.
The tour of the leg of the tour goes through the city of Avalon. So I'm going to point out some of the features here. The major feature is that round building you see all the way on the other side of the harbor. That round building is called the casino. And all that sand that you see there is imported sand, mostly from Redondo Beach. And this entire front street is our major commercial zone. You'll find most of our stores and restaurants throughout this area.
Even the tour bus wasn't full, only about 8 of us to enjoy the guided tour.
This is the Catalina Island Conservancy headquarters. They own 88% of the island.
It all started with a short tour of the streets of Avalon before we headed for the mountains. The roads were narrow. It's all one-way road for the most part. There were a few stops for picture-taking overlooking the Avalon Bay.
The island is prone to erosion, and Wrigley built that wall also in 1920 for the same price of his house, almost $2 million. Off to the right is White's Landing. Years ago, we had a lot more development down here. We had a whole mining camp stretched out in the flats of White's Landing and a 100-ton flotation mill parked out there in the water. Now up here at the summit, we are 1,450 feet above sea level. This is actually not a bad day for a view of the mainland. Farther to the left, you'll see this landmass sticking out of the ocean. That is the mainland. That is the Palos Verdes Peninsula that you see there. Middle of last century, during World War II, the military took over this island. And this is where they trained the OSS for mostly underwater demolition.
The tour guide gave us some of the highlights on the island, including a once training camp at the Toyon Bay of the Office of the Strategic Services, a precursor to the CIA. We also looked for buffaloes roaming the island. The island only keeps about 225 buffaloes. The rest are shipped out of the island.
So it's a smallish herd, maybe about 5, 6, 7, possibly. There may be more hidden underneath the canopy of those trees.
The island has a small airport situated atop a hill, and there we made a 20-minute stop for a break and a little time to take some pictures.
It's 15 minutes to 1 o'clock. So let's try to get back here at 5 minutes after 1 o'clock. Is that good for everybody?
Yep.
Ito, Jeb, oh. Kunin mo ang ano. Body.
And of course the sea levels were a lot lower than they are today. It was believed that that sea average was 3 to 5 miles across the channel. Well, we are coming to the conclusion of our tour today. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. I enjoyed it so much. Thank you.
Back down to the Avalon, we had our lunch at a fish and chips restaurant and more picture taking. Then we walk up to the casino, not really a gambling place, but in the early days of the island was a famous gathering place for the island's visitors, rich, poor, and the famous. It has now been turned into a museum and a guided tour place. We were late for the last guided tour, but we were able to go into its small museum, which occupies a tiny portion of the whole building. At 4 in the afternoon, we waited for the Halloween parade to start. It was only a half-hour parade featuring the young, the old, and even the animals dressed in different types of costumes, some in scary-looking ones. It's enjoyable watching them. A school band was also there to provide some background music while the parade was going on. Later on, we encountered a fisherman bringing in a big catch.
Okay, everybody knows where the Lobster Trap restaurant is.
Yeah.
Alright. Guess the weight? I'll buy you sausage dinner there tonight.
275.
275.
We tried to guess the exact weight for the price of freelance, but no one made the correct guess.
Dinner restaurant. 245.
245. We have a 245 out there?
246 is awfully close.
Yeah.
231.
Close, don't cut it.
No, he's
Yes, 246.
Very good. You guys
225.
No, 224.
No one.
I mean, you are 246. No, 245?
No, he was 246.
He's 246.
No? To the pound, I said.
So nobody wins.
I asked, and I was told that this fish would be worth about $1,800, and I'd need a license to buy it.
Let's see, about, what, 2 days yesterday? Yeah, 2.
Darkness fell when we boarded the Catalina Express to take us back to downtown Long Beach Port. It was truly an exciting day to spend the Halloween. Someday, I might go back for another visit and treat another friend or relative.